I did not. Hey everybody, welcome back to our channel. We are The Movie Couple. I'm Wendy.
I'm Dustin.
And here is our review for The Disaster Artist. The Disaster Artist is directed by James Franco, and it stars James Franco as Tommy Wiseau and Dave Franco as Greg Sestero. So this movie is basically about, obviously, Tommy and Greg.
Yeah.
But also about the making of The Room, which has been coined the worst movie ever made.
And this is actually kind of weird because I've actually never seen the movie The Room. But the thing is, I've seen clips, I've seen bits and pieces. People have said, oh, you've got to see this trailer with, this clip from the flower shop. You got to see this clip of the rooftop. And you've heard and seen enough of it to where you get an idea of the movie.
Right.
And then being able to actually hear the story behind it, which is Tommy Wiseau's story pretty much. It is a very interesting movie to watch, even though I've never seen the actual movie itself that it's based off of.
Right, well here's the thing is, when we first initially did, I think we did 2 trailer reactions to this Disaster Artist, we are very aware of The Room while we haven't seen it, and no, we unfortunately didn't get to see it before we went to see the movie, because we just didn't have time to see it. However, we have seen every single pivotal scene that everybody talks about. So like the flower shop scene, the rooftop scene where he throws the I did not, that you tearing me apart, Lisa, the end scene, all of it. We've seen all of it because there's like a 30-minute like YouTube video where it's like the best of The Room. So we've seen that multiple times and we know these scenes. And those specifically were very prominently featured in the movie and kind of like the making of. But what really interested me about this movie is that they were able to make a movie about the worst movie ever made, and now
it's like nominated for awards.
Yeah, James Franco is being looked at for possibly, I don't know if he's being nominated for Best Director or Best Actor. James Franco was phenomenal in this movie. He got Tommy Wiseau down to a T. And
that was actually what was really great about this movie. You've heard about all of these rumors and stories, and you've seen some clips, and you've kind of watched Tommy from just from seeing the movie, and you see like little maybe like appearances that he makes, and you're kind of like, this guy's a little weird. But what's amazing about James Franco's persona or presentation of this guy is the fact he makes him very, very human. And you can kind of connect with him instead of always seeing this weird kind of...
And like poking fun at him.
Yeah.
Because he's weird and out there.
But that's something that they actually didn't do that I liked. Is that it would probably be really easy to kind of just make this movie a bash of how stupid he is, how weird he is, how crazy he is, but they did a great job on kind of making it a story that's very human, very tangible. You can understand the dreams and the pursuit that these guys have.
Yeah, when you talk about Dreams of Pursuit, and when we screened it at the AFI, it was like at the gala premiere or something like that, which is a fantastic
really cool
opportunity that we got to even go. And James Franco was there, and he made a little speech about the movie, and he brought the cast out. So like Alison Brie was there, Tommy was there, Greg Sestero was there, Dave Franco, Josh Hutcherson, Zac Efron was not there. So before the movie, and he said, you know, he was inspired to make this movie not from watching The Room, but from reading the book, The Disaster Artist, which is written by Greg Sestero, and he was inspired, and he said this is a movie for dreamers. And we've heard that about other movies before, like La La Land, that's a movie for dreamers, and you live in LA, you want to pursue acting. This movie, I honestly, it hits so close to home because you have these 2 guys who are inspired to become actors, performers, they're artists, and they want to come to LA and chase their dream, and you see them go on auditions and taking classes and casting calls and being turned down and da-da-da-da-da, living in LA. And when you do live in LA and you are trying to become an actor or an actress and you watch this, and yes, Tommy Wiseau is weird. Yes, The Room was terrible, and now that it's so terrible that it became a cult movie, but it hits close to home for those of us who are artists and who's trying to break into the industry.
And everyone can relate to that. Everyone can relate of having this dream and this passion and this struggle of trying to do it and just not being able to succeed and finally going, heck, forget it, let's just do it ourselves.
Right.
And that was something that was really well portrayed in this movie, and it was very interesting to watch. It was great to see this friendship and this connection between these characters.
They really prominently focused on the friendship, the relationship between Greg and Tommy, which was, for me, the most interesting thing to see because they're such an unlikely pair.
Yeah.
And they are still, till this day, I believe, very close. I believe they've actually made another movie. Greg, I think, made it. Tommy is in it, or they both made it together. Schnepp told me about it. It's called The Best Friend. So I kind of want to see it, and Schnepp says it's good. So what I really love about this movie is that they didn't just sit there and poke fun at the movie, and I honestly don't think it matters whether or not you have seen The Room. I think as long as you are aware of The Room and you are familiar with these like pivotal scenes that we're talking about, for example, the flower shop, you are going to
understand weird sex scenes. The very uncomfortable ones.
Yes, and you are going to see it's really an inside look at what went down as far as like the making of the movie goes, and the relationship, and how I feel like Tommy honestly touched and changed every single one of those people's lives up to today.
That was something that was really great, that they had this story of friendship, and they really focused on that very well. But they even had since you know that this is a terrible movie, it really inspired me to want to go and watch the movie. And I sat down, I'm like, okay, I'm going to sit down and I'm going to watch it. I got like 10 minutes in. And I'm like, I can't do this. I just can't. But it inspired me to attempt to watch the worst movie ever made. And that's saying something it's not a documentary, but it's the story of this.
I think honestly, if we are going to watch The Room, we're going to do it right. We're going to find a midnight showing.
Yeah.
And go do that. I can't really say a bad thing about this movie. I enjoyed it all the way through, first act to third act. It moved really, really well. I thought they did a telling of both sides, Tommy's side of the story and Greg's side of the story, as well as the crew, their side of the story too, all really well. And it just, I feel like when we watch The Room, we will have an even greater appreciation for it.
That's very true. I mean, this movie does that very well, of telling the story behind the mythos of the worst movie ever made, and how it kind of became this cult classic, and how even though it is terrible, there is something that we can still connect to it with. And they just did a phenomenal job on telling this story.
Yeah.
So I'm definitely going to give this movie a catch it opening night, because if you've even just heard of it or just vaguely seen it, the movie, The Room, or you are an avid fan, you're going to love this story. Everything just is incredibly entertaining and just interesting to watch.
Yeah, and it takes you a little bit on an emotional roller coaster as well, because obviously there are parts that you will laugh. You're going to laugh at Tommy because he is eccentric. But there will be moments where it touches you, where their friendship, true friendship, I think is what they have, and that touches you right here in the heart, and how hard Tommy really went out, and he just wanted it so bad to chase his dream and to make movies or be an actor or whatever it is and be creative. So I implore you to go see this movie. My rating for this movie is also catch it opening night. It is so good. However, see this movie before you go. Educate yourself if you don't know of The Room. There are some people out there that we've talked to that had no idea what The Room was. Like, they've heard of The Room, but they haven't seen any of the scenes that we talked about. I beg of you, please, 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 if you don't have the time to devote yourself to sit through the whole movie, at least go on YouTube and watch those scenes. Take the 30 minutes, and then go and see The Disaster Artist. You are going to be doing yourself a favor. It is so good. Anything else you want to add?
Nope, definitely just go check it out. Very entertaining, very well done, very well acted, produced. Everyone did a great job in this movie.
Yes. Alright guys, well that's it for this review. Thank you so much for watching. Don't forget to like, share, subscribe. Check out our Patreon if you get a chance. Donate $1 if you can, or if you can't, that's alright. Go ahead and share our channel and share our Patreon page. That totally helps too. Thanks for watching. We'll see you next time.